Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. So I'm sorry I'm still not regular with these videos. Honestly, I'm working so much at the moment and I'm getting used to multitasking. So just bear with me, but obviously hopefully by the summer I can get these 3 videos out a week and I'll start doing these guided shamanic meditation things so you can get on with that and all the rest of it. But anyway, what we're going to do today is we're going to do a pick a card in the Akashic Records, and we're literally going to do what the Akashic Records wants you to know right now to do with the month of April. So obviously you can watch this anytime in April, any year of April, let's say. Cool, so we're going to go straight into it. We're going to go for 5 piles. Again, with these readings, when I do more piles, and hopefully they're going to be about just quick snapshot 10-15 minute videos, but obviously we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to do any sort of like freestyling channeling in the beginning. We're just going to pull out all the cards and I'll try and not say a single thing until I turn them all over. So that's how we're going to go with this one. Anyway, cool. So just set the right intention that you really want to know what is the most important thing right now that you need to know from the Akashic Records to do with the month of April. And it can be absolutely anything. We're going to keep it wide open. And then just see, do you feel like your answer is in message number 1? Do you feel that your answer is in message number 2? Can't see this one so much, I don't think. There it is. Do you feel your message is in message number 3? Do you feel your message is in message number 4? Or do you feel your message is in message number 5? For some reason I was pulled to just draw all of the crystals and stones that are kind of really potent colours. But anyway, cool. Obviously you might feel like there's a message in more than one pile, so obviously trust yourself with that. And also obviously, because this is a general reading, if some things are really just not resonating with you, consider it's not meant for you, or consider it might be a trigger of something and you'll just have to decipher which is which. So cool, let's go straight on to message number 1. Okay, hi guys, so this is for everybody that chose message number 1. For what the Akashic Records want you to know right now to do with the month of April. I also just want to say you could come back to this message anytime in April, and you might find a different message is relevant then as well. But let's go straight in. So I'm just going to pull all the cards first of all. And obviously I'm going to try and resist to not channel a single thing until we turn them over. But I have to just say the first thing that's coming out with you guys is currently there's something about purple, your purple aura, everything to do with this kind of tone of purple is really important at the moment. And I also have to say that there's like lots of messages trying to come through to you guys from those more kind of spiritual spaces. So it could be listen to your dreams, like your spirit guides are trying to get messages through to you there, and also spirit guides might be chatting to you through other people, and so I don't know, some people might just say some really important, pertinent things to you, or you might even hear it on the radio or anything, and that's another way that your guides are currently trying to chat to you at the moment. And the reason that I'm hearing as well is because April is really important to do with your own self-growth, your spiritual development, and also pushing through hurdles to get to a new level within not just your own life now, but also your soul's journey. I said I wasn't going to channel, so sorry, I'm going to not say a word more now. But that was just literally popping straight out. Oh, and I can also have to say as well, there is something about cleansing, about making sure that you're not so much your physical body, but I'm hearing like your thoughts, like your mind. It's really important that your mind gets really, really clear in April, and particularly with certain things that might end up coming up or certain situations that you end up finding yourself in. It's just really important that you've got this real like deep stillness and clarity within you before you're making any decisions or before you're responding or reacting to anything in April. Now let's just see, are we reading reversed? No, I'm hearing. Nice. So we open your reading with the 10 of Pentacles. Such a great start. Okay. Then we have the 9 of Wands. Then we have the Queen of Swords. Again, that reminds me of this clarity of thinking. I just really am getting that that is really, really important. Then we have the Hierophant. I love this card in this deck. I think it's so beautiful. And again, that reminds me of this purple, like this kind of very spiritual energy that's around you in April. Oh, wow. And then we have the Death card. Okay, so that will also be why it is important before you're making any big choices or any choices at all. I don't know, things that you do in April are going to have ramifications quite far into the future is kind of what I'm getting for this pile too. And it's why this clarity of mind is really important and kind of going within. Almost like you don't necessarily have to meditate before you make a decision, but you need to have that still, calm mind before you're making decisions. Because essentially some things might come up which will trigger you to do something again, repeat an old cycle. But you also have a moment in April to break that cycle. But in order for you to break that cycle, you just need to have a little bit of stillness before you make a decision. Otherwise, there's a chance that you might go on an automatic programming of some kind, like maybe an automatic psychological programming that you've picked up or you've been you've strengthened for a long time in your life. That's now ready to kind of begin sowing new seeds in that area. And I do really feel like this is going to be super, super beneficial, particularly to do with things to do with like career, money, business, and also just really seeing yourself, regardless as if you have a business or not, like you literally are your own company. You are your own company in whatever it is that you are doing. And I think it's really kind of grasping that kind of concept as well in April. So I suppose it's kind of a lot of responsibility and power is going to be present for you in April. Oh wow. And then as we say that, we have the Lion here, honor your soul and celebrate its journey. Again, for me, just because I was saying about power, this sort of thing's this real thing about this leadership type of thing, really. I feel like leadership, but also I'm hearing really strongly what's going to be important for you guys in April is also people management. And like I say, regardless of whether you have a business or not, people management is just basically, it's great communication. And that can apply to anything, to relationships, to job, to family situations, or even communication to yourself. I kind of feel like that's going to be quite a big theme in April too. And then we have here, I love these cards, I've only just got them, so I'll read it all intuitively. This is Netcaster, preparations come to fruition. Again, this just makes me think about the 10 of Pentacles that opened up your reading. So, in fact, I won't say any more. Let me just turn over the rest. Then we have 5th house, passion. Black tourmaline, protection. And the last card we have is travel. This is from like some kind of dream oracle. I love these images because they're so surreal, just like dreams. Anyway, cool. Let me just give a minute and then let's just go a little bit more straight into it and pull it all together. Okay, so I do really feel like a really big theme. There's a number of themes that the Akashic Records just really wants you, concepts to consider throughout the month of April. And I just keep hearing this thing about consider yourself your own company, your own business. Like you are your own limited company or whatever it might be, regardless of whether you are an employer or you don't even have a job or you're a student. It doesn't matter. It's really about considering yourself as kind of like a presence that is interconnected into many different things, and basically has something of great value to share with others, that others do want to receive and do see as valuable and will reinvest back in you. That's like a big overall theme that I'm feeling about that. And again, to get basically both the 5th house and the Lion, I'm really kind of feeling this is very much kind of strong Leo energy. Now, this is nothing about your star sign, but what I want to say to you is this is very much about your life force energy. It's about really kind of tapping into your own power to really start making some critique type of decisions about what you will and will not invest your time and energy in April. It's really, really about, I feel like it's just really about clarity of something that you do want and something that you don't want. And I do really feel as well that if you take the time to go within and just slow down before making decisions, before being reactive, before anything like that with these 2 cards here, I really, really do feel that there's going to be a big shift is basically going to happen as a result of this. A big, big transformation. But for some reason, when I see, to be honest, and I'm just going to have to point, this card, this card, this card, this card, and this card, all of these just tell me that there is something, I want to say it's not quite like a wish fulfillment, but it sort of is, but it's way more practical than kind of the energy of a wish fulfillment. I just feel like something is on its way to you. Something is absolutely on its way to you because of a whole load of actions and preparation. And again, this is word preparation here. There's like this big preparation that you've been on, and I think for some reason it feels very spiritual. It feels very much about self-growth, because again we saw this color of just purple the whole way around your aura, particularly around like your head area. I feel like there's a really big chance in April that you are going to be almost like seeing yourself in a new light to do with a specific area of your life. You're going to get new clarity about this specific area of your life, and you're going to start to basically with this protection card, I'm just really seeing it as, again, it's this thing about getting really clear about what you want and what you don't want. And I think it's definitely about you, or it feels like you are, I feel like quite a big choice is coming up for you in April. And for some of you, you might already be in the process of that choice. And again, it can be related to anything, right? Because I'm just giving you the energy of it. So whether it's relationship, like in a relationship context, whether it's in a family contents, a healing contents, a self-growth contents, a work contents, a money contents, whatever it is, it does feel like there is quite a big choice coming up. There's quite a big choice coming up for you guys in April, and depending on what action you take will depend on the direction that you end up going on for, I would say, and I don't want to put too much pressure on this for you guys, but almost for the rest of 2021, it's really going to be, it's almost going to anchor you into a certain direction depending on how you decide to go about this. And I do feel like it will be incredibly rewarding, and I feel like it will be very incredibly physically rewarding. And so it kind of feels like if this is something coming up to do with you to do with a relationship, I feel like it's like a commitment, a really good commitment is coming through to do with a relationship context. In the same way, if this is to do with more like a work situation, I feel like this is something that's going to be, it's going to set you up long term in some kind of way, and it gets the balls seriously rolling, and it gets a lot more money coming to you in some way. But this does all depend, I do feel, like I say, on a choice that you decide to take. And it's really, really important that you're standing in your power and you're being very honest about what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want. But I'm also hearing a but with that there's this card that we haven't spoke about yet, and my guides are saying this is quite pivotal to how everything ends up happening for you in April and then going forward in 2020. You have to be really careful with this Leo card that you don't convince yourself something so that you actually end up repeating an old pattern or going back into the familiar or what is safe. I'm hearing really strongly that basically this lion has a tendency to sometimes go into the shade, go back into what's familiar, go back into what's comfortable. And actually what needs to happen in April is whatever this decision is or whatever this action is that you take, it's about getting out of the shade. It's about going out into the jungle. It's about exploring something in a new way. It's exploring something in a new way. It's doing something in a new way. And I do feel with these two cards here, not for all of you, but let's just say I'm hearing for 60, well, no, for like 40% of you, you'll come up against something in April if you're not already, which is basically your ego will try and convince you not to do it. And the thing is, you need to really be able to try and push through that. You've got to try and push through that. Because your ego is going to try and keep you in the shade, try and keep you safe and in the familiar in some kind of way. And again, this is why I'm hearing that it's really, really important that you take some time and don't be reactive if something comes up like this for you in April, because you need to have this clarity of mind before you're making a decision, because otherwise all you will do is you will kill a new way that's coming towards you rather than rebirth a new way, if that kind of makes sense. And I do feel like this might come up pretty quick and pretty fast, because it almost reminds me, it's got this kind of exploration type of feel for you guys in April, where again it's like going into the unknown or doing something old in a new way. So that could be you decide to respond differently in relationship context, like communicate differently, or decide to just not repeat an old cycle, an old habit, and something that's familiar to you that you would usually do. And I do get this thing about reactivity. I don't know why. It's something about this kind of lion energy. I feel like it could be quite reactive for you guys in April. But equally, I do really feel like it could also be incredibly empowering and create, kind of start forging out a whole new way for you to go about doing things, which just makes you feel so much more full of life and vitality. But I do feel like, first of all, there's kind of like a little bit of a it's not huge, but there is a little bit of a guardian at the threshold moment. And that I'm also being told by my guides is this card too. There's a guardian of the threshold moment where it's like a situation or a scenario will come up or an opportunity will come up, and it's about you being able to see it as an opportunity rather than deciding to protect yourself in some way from the opportunity to keep yourself safe. Let me just see, is there anything else that needs to be said? Oh, just one more time, just this whole thing about April is quite this spiritual experience for you, even though I do think there's a lot for you to change physically going forward through April and the rest of 2020. It really is, there really is this spiritual component, because it really is about you doing something in a new way, doing something in a completely new way. And I do just want to say that if you are to do something in a completely new way, with the 10 of coins coming out instantly, I do feel like it will be incredibly, it's not just abundant, but it will be really, it will have longevity to it, and it will really create, just something will be very, very rewarding as a result of this. But again, it reminds me of this whole kind of thing of like, and I can't say the words right, but it's something like, the greater the prize, the greater the risk. And it's not about you doing anything risky, not at all. The only risk you need to take is doing something different, that you would usually be protective or shut yourself down or do the same thing over and over again. It's something about you would usually protect yourself in this situation, but actually what's required for you is to almost take a little bit of a risk. Take a little bit of a risk and explore something in a new way, even if it does feel a bit uncomfortable at first. But use your mind and your own kind of intuition to help you navigate this. And also remember from the very beginning that I channeled as we're just pulling over these cards, your spirit guides really, really are trying to chat to you and help you and coach you through this and communicate with you. And those of you that maybe can't easily hear your spirit guides, don't worry, because it's stuff to do with what's going on in dreams. So trust what kind of the daydreams that you also have when you suddenly find yourself thinking about something in a certain type of way. Pay attention to certain people saying something that you just feel is really important for you to hear, whether you want to hear it or not. And also kind of like if you suddenly get pulled into a song or what somebody's saying on YouTube or on the TV or whatever, just know that your guides are doing everything possible to help you make the decision, which is going to mean that you kind of rebirth a certain area of your life, and you rebirth it in such a way that it's going to be, like I say, incredibly rewarding and abundant. But just resist the urge to get pulled into an old pattern, an old way of doing things. Like, resist the urge to stay in the shade. Like, metaphorically, whatever you do in April, resist the urge to stay in the shade. It's definitely about exploring it and going about something in a new way, even if it will make you potentially feel quite vulnerable. Because I am getting that, particularly with this card, that you might feel quite vulnerable. And that is definitely a challenge as well of the Queen of Swords. She may be great at thinking things through and getting clarity, but when it comes to being vulnerable, that is not something that she really does. So that's definitely another little booby trap that you just want to be mindful for in April. But like I say, this is amazing. I love this card. And for your reading to begin with the Ten of Pentacles, rest assured that awesome things will be coming to you. But yeah, just trust your soul on this one. And also, if you want to say meditate, it's really like your crown chakra. Even though I'm seeing a lot of purple around you, which could be your third eye, it's more like your crown chakra. I really feel like that's a chakra for you to be making sure is like open and like cleansed, so that it's not only open but it's also clean, so it's attracting the correct information that will help you make the decisions that you need to make. So cool, that's what we have there in that snapshot reading. Hope that was useful for you. You can also check out my other YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic. I will start posting more videos on there soon, hopefully in the summer. If you would like a private reading, you can go to my website on abigailgracepsychic.com. But other than that, have an awesome April, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye. Hi guys, so this is everybody that chose message number 2 for what the Akashic Records want you to know about April. So let's see, like I said, I'm going to really try and not do any channeling, so we'll just pull all the cards out first of all. So, first of all I see the Empress. It's nice. Nice start. Anyway, let's go for it. So, what do the Akashic Records want you to know about April? I have to say, I'm just going to quickly tell you visions that I get without going into too much detail. I'm totally seeing a rainbow, so it feels like there's a nice resolution coming for you guys to do with something. There's harmony, there's kind of balance, there's all that kind of energy. I do also feel like maybe I feel like there's some kind of appreciation going to be headed your way as well. Like you're going to be really appreciated for something, or you're going to feel really appreciated. And if it's not appreciated, then it's respected, one or the other. Something will feel really good in that kind of way. And I think you'll really recognise that you're valued, essentially, in this month, which is all really nice. I'm hearing that we're not going to read anything reversed. Just one more. Actually, I'm hearing 2. Okay, fine. We didn't have 2 for the other part, but that's still good. We'll go with the flow. So also maybe expect something, expect things not necessarily to go how you might imagine, but it will all work out in a good way as long as you allow things to keep flowing. I'm definitely hearing that too. Oh, wow. So the first card we start with for your reading is the Emperor. And interesting that we also saw the Empress at the bottom of the deck. But let me just turn them over first. Another major arcana, Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Okay, another major arcana, Judgment. It's interesting, pile 1 also felt like they had some quite big things going on, but so far yours feels epic. Okay, then we have the 8 of Wands. So a lot of fast energy, a lot of movement coming in. Oh, nice. I love this depiction of the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. In the centre of your reading, we have the Llama, soul's growth. And it says here, growth is never easy. Have faith and trust the journey. Oh, wow. So then we have, I can't really say this word. You know how I'm dyslexic, guys. So anyway, this one, whatever that is, Zircon, and it says life changes. And definitely with the Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor and the Judgment, it definitely feels like there's something big happening for you guys in April. Then we have from this dream deck, we have Strangers. Oh wow, then we have Jeweled Web, Connectivity. I love these cards, I've only just got them and I really like them. Then we have Neptune, Dreams. Without me going too much into the astrology, I know Neptune's quite important in April because it's going to go the furthest it's ever been in Pisces throughout all of our lifetimes. So essentially we're going into total new energy to do with Neptune type of things. So if you know your birth chart, check out where Neptune is in your own chart and also check out where Neptune is transiting. Don't worry though if you don't know what that is. And then here we have Square, Challenge. It says creates tension, stalls, sounds the alarm, motivates, pressures into, frustrates, demands, struggles, reorientates, hurts, works out, reconciles. I do really think there is a reconciliation of something for sure. You know, when I said like there's some kind of, when I saw with the rainbow, there's some kind of resolution coming. I absolutely feel like there's a resolution coming for you guys. And again, even this sort of feels like two people working together and harmonising. I feel like there is quite a big resolution coming for you guys in April at some point. And I do think it ultimately does create quite a big change. I'm hearing for some of you it will create quite a big physical change, but also for some of you, it's just more that it's going to create a really big kind of shift within yourself and within your own consciousness. And specifically I'm hearing within how you see yourself. And because you start seeing yourself quite differently, it's interesting how the Emperor here as well has a mask on. I feel like on some level you'll see yourself in a new light, and it is almost, there's going to be a reflection of that, and the world and other people are also going to start to see you in a new light. Again, even here, that reminds me of that. People seeing you in a new light. And I do really feel like as a result of that, I just feel like there's something that has potentially been quite challenging that's been playing around with you for quite a while. I actually feel we're talking a long time, to be fair. I think this could have gone on for years for some of you. There's something that you've kind of been struggling within your own self, within your own psyche. But I really feel like there's going to be like a big resolution to do with that. And I do also really feel like the Akashic Records are very much kind of saying to you, they're almost just wanting to congratulate you early with this reading. And I do feel like even if for some of you it doesn't feel like this happens in April, on an energetic level it is happening in April, and you will basically reap the rewards of that as this year goes on. So I think it's really, really important that you are sensitive, because Neptune can be very much about sensitivities, that you're sensitive to the bigger picture of what's currently going off in your life. Because again, I'm really hearing so many things are interconnected right now. And I'm also hearing, I don't want to go too abstract, but I am also hearing it's kind of like the resolution of some sort of big soul contracts you've had with your own soul that have played out through multiple past lives. And essentially, I don't know, it's almost like there's a big culmination that ultimately massively changes how you see yourself, and it starts to change what it is that you want in life. That's what I'm really hearing, particularly with this here. it just really, really feels that with this mask coming off to do with how you see yourself, so you change how you see yourself, but at the same time, the world also changes how it sees you, or your friends do, or your partner does, or your job does, or your industry does, whatever it is. It feels like there's a big change coming. It does feel like it's a long time coming as well, if I'm honest with you. I feel like you guys have definitely, probably some of you are at that point of you've had enough of it not really changing, but the Akashic Records are really showing that, you know, this tension that you've been holding to do with something not changing, not going the way that you wanted, just not opening up, basically. The frustration of something not opening up, no matter how friggin' hard you have worked on yourself or you've tried to change it, that is absolutely all coming to a resolution again now. And like I say, it means that you end up seeing yourself differently. The world ends up seeing you differently, and therefore there's a massive change that comes as a result of that. And I'm hearing as well that it has far-reaching effects beyond just in this lifetime, but other lifetimes as well. And even though that might sound really abstract, I'm being told that what it does mean on a much more practical level is that by the end of April, you should start to feel like you've got a lot more of your own energy again. You feel more revitalized. You also feel way more open. So not only do you feel like you have a lot more energy, you have a lot more direction, but you also feel way more open. So I feel like as well, if some of you might have been a bit closed off to do with certain things because, you know, you're going through the challenges of certain situations. And let's face it, it even says it here, growth is never easy, but have faith and trust the journey. I mean, I'm sure everybody that watches this channel, you're all into your self-growth. You're all like really, really conscious. And let's be honest, sometimes it friggin' sucks. You work so hard and yet it just feels like nothing is changing. But the Akashic Records just really want you to know that it really, really will be changing from April onwards for you guys. And even for some of you, I'm hearing that 30% of you won't necessarily see it in April, but for those 30% of you, you've got to tap into the subtleties of what's going on, because there'll be tiny little signals. And I'm hearing that this is what the Strangers card is. Like, life is going to be throwing you tiny little signals showing you that things truly are changing. And it could be something tiny like I'm just being shown this image of, if you're looking for a relationship, somebody that you're quite attracted to, you might just see them, just you think, oh, they're good looking or whatever it might be, or you're kind of chemically attracted to them in some way or whatever. They just actually open a door for you, or they just smile at you, and even though you never see them again, that is a cue that basically that energy is shifting for you. You're opening up. And again, I'm hearing this opening up energy, and it's bringing these opportunities to you. So look out for some kind of watch out for subtleties in your life. Stay away from synchronicities though, that I'm hearing. Don't so much look for synchronicities, just look for just certain things that are quite mundane, that are happening in your day-to-day, that are showing you that something is changing. For example, as well, if it's to do with money or something like that, maybe you find a pound or a penny even on the floor. It's just these tiny little tiny signals that will be coming in, telling you that things are really about to change. And obviously for some of you, because it's such a wide range of energies that I'm reading for, you might also find that actually some big things actually come in that show you, again with this Life Changes card, you might find that some really big situations come in to do with signaling to you that things very much are changing. And the Akashic Records ultimately wants you to know it's because you're seeing yourself in a totally new way, because you will have in April let go of some kind of really, I feel like you had a really, really fixed kind of stubborn approach to something, and during April that will literally dissolve, because Neptune also helps to dissolve things. That literally will dissolve, and as a result of that you lose a whole load of tension that's around you that actually was stopping things working and moving for you in the way that you wanted anyway, and it completely softens your energy field, and it just ends up bringing so much more to you. And like I say, it has far-reaching effects in many different ways. yeah, so basically that's just a really quick snapshot reading about what the Akashic Records want you to know about April. Just give me one quick second because I'm just being shown something. So, okay, so I'm just being told the throat chakra is really important for you guys. So just really, it's about, I think there's this thing about authenticity. I'm getting really, really strongly that authenticity is really, really important. And I'm hearing for some of you, you might actually realise what you've been going for is not really authentic to you in some way, or it needed a slight tweak to it, and then it becomes authentic to you, and then that slight tweak of authenticity brings like this rapid kind of a rapid positive result in that area of your life. So basically, be flexible. I'm really, really hearing it's about being really, really flexible and being open to the fact that we don't really know anything. It's got this wisest are they that know what they do not. I'm getting that kind of energy getting channeled out of the Akashic Records. And it's not that you're going to have to compromise, it's not that at all. It's just that when this mask comes off, the point is you have no idea what's going to be behind that mask. And I'm hearing it's going to completely change things for you with the Wheel of Fortune and with this card. So as well, one of the things that I'm hearing that you can do to also help this process is obviously do stuff to do with that throat chakra. So you could do guided meditations, anything like that. You could read some books on communication, but I'm just really hearing just do a little bit of just guided meditation on your throat chakra. But then the other thing that I'm hearing that you can really do is it's about softening your energy field and kind of making it very open and receptive. So that would actually be just do some guided meditations to do with your heart chakra, stuff like that. Maybe go to sleep with rose quartz or moonstone under your pillow, or you can even sellotape it on your heart chakra. I have done that before. Also, it'd be things like having salt baths as well. Salt baths cleanse your energy field. But it also could be things like saunas, steam rooms, going swimming, anything like that. That will really just help cleanse your energy field and open it up and make it more in alignment to help this process happen so much quicker and faster. So cool, I hope you enjoyed that quick reading. Obviously, please check out my other YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic. I will definitely look to do some more videos on there soon, hopefully in the summer. Also, if you'd like a private reading with me, you can go to my website on abigailgracepsychic.com. But other than that, have an awesome time in April, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye. So hi guys, this is for everybody that chose this crystal, message number 3, with what the Akashic Records want to tell you guys about April. Okay, so we're going to go straight in. And I'm going to try and not channel anything. We'll just wait to turn over all of the cards. So let's see. Okay. Ooh, okay, we'll keep those two like that. So, this one wants to come out. That one. Okay, cool. So let's go straight in. I'm hearing that we do read reversals for you guys. So let's see what we get. So the first card to open your reading is the World. Okay, funny enough, the other two piles, it was really major stuff was happening in April. And obviously it does feel like this also for you. Then we have 7 of Swords. And then we have, I cannot say this, Ledonite, I'm not sure. Anyway, it says conscious feeling. I love these crystal cards, they're so cool. And then we have Ten of Swords. Yeah, wow, Seven of Swords again. I love that picture of the Seven of Swords as well. Wow, Fox shadow work. There are no shadows without light. Stars in the sky, limitless possibility. Nice, we have wealth. And finally we have the moon, feelings. Okay, just give me a minute just while I feel into this. So what do the Akashic Records want to tell you guys about April? Okay, so this one obviously flipped out straight away upright, Aries. Sorry, wait, I'm just getting so many different messages here because it's really a really specific message. So also, if this doesn't resonate, obviously you know what to do. But also maybe you need to listen to this message with one of the other messages as well. Somebody, the Akashic Records really just want you to know that somebody in your life right now is currently not who or what you think they are. Somebody is a trickster, let's put it that way. The nice way to put it is somebody is currently in your life as a trickster, and the Akashic Records really wants you to know about this, because I feel like you're very close to changing something and coming to the completion of some kind of big lesson that you've been on. And this lesson doesn't have to be a bad lesson, by the way. It's just the completion of a cycle, some type of cycle in your life. It does kind of feel like it's the completion of some sort of emotional cycle. So it's something that's been quite emotional for you on some level, or it stirred up a lot of feelings. You do feel like you're coming to the completion of that cycle. But it really does feel like, just as you're so close to the completion of this cycle, and actually I even really feel that with this one, wealth with the ring, it really does feel like the completion of a cycle massively. It's like there's just one last little test coming for you at some point in April. And I really do see this test as coming through. Okay, this is where I do my percentages. You know how I like this. For 80% of you, I do feel like this test is coming through another person. And it's coming through another person, like I say, being a trickster in some type of way. And that's different for all of you, so I'm not really going to overly embellish on that. But they are either masquerading as something that they're not, or they are not telling you something that ideally you need to know. Because essentially you're making a whole load of choices, decisions and actions off what this person is telling you, and without them telling you everything. Because that's it. Some people as well, this person might not be holding something, they might be holding something back. It's not that they're lying to you, but they might just be holding something back. And by holding back some of that information, you don't have all the correct information to make a certain decision or choice about something. But I'm hearing that this is also in some ways part of this lesson, because it's all about, I'm hearing on a deeper level, this lesson is about you really trusting what it is that you feel. It's about trusting what it is that you feel deep down inside. It's really, you know, April I can see is really going to be asking you to really be very independent about something. You've got to be really independent about something, and you've got to be really radically honest about something. Because I'm hearing that this trickster type of energy, this person or whatever, is only in your life anyway, because there's something you're not quite being honest with yourself about. But, and this is the big amazing but, your feelings have been trying to let you know that you're not being honest about something, because something doesn't feel good, or something's been causing a bit of an emotional eruption every now and then. And that's, I'm hearing, a big like sign to let you know that obviously something, not everything is as it seems, and your emotions are like aware that everything is not as it seems, because I'm also hearing it's your inner child as well that's coming through your emotions, getting that a little bit with this as well. I feel like your inner child is really aware that something is not as it seems. You're either not being honest with yourself, or somebody else is not being honest with you, or a situation isn't what it appears to be. So if you're thinking about a business or a work situation, or even a family situation, relationship situation, something isn't quite as it seems to be. And like I say, this is going to be different for all of you, so feel intuitively into which one of those things is relevant to you. But your emotions and your inner child are really trying to tell you that something is off. And I feel like this will cause some form, or has been causing, or will cause some form of kind of like emotional imbalance. So you might either feel a bit angry, or you might feel a bit upset, or you might feel a bit pissed off, or you might feel a bit anxious. There's something about that that's going on, and when you feel that energy, this really is your inner child and your like higher self almost trying to tell you like something's a little bit off, and you've almost got to follow the feeling. And interestingly, with this Aries card, I'm hearing that you need to follow the feeling. You need to lean in on those slightly uncomfortable feelings to find out what it is that they're trying to tell you. And ultimately, even if this is a person in your life who's being a bit deceptive or they're holding back something, just also being mindful, like for some of you, this won't be somebody's holding something back which is detrimental to you. This could be somebody's holding something back, which means that you are not able to fully connect with the person or the situation because they're not quite fully open. That could be another way that this energy is playing out. So like I say, you've got to feel into what way it is for you, because it's different for all of you. But the main thing is just being aware of almost like the subtleties that's going on here. Because as well, this card and this card, they look so similar in a way. Both females, both kind of sitting on the top of a circle. Obviously one looks like the earth and this is a woman, and one looks like a ring and this looks more of an adolescence-y type. Or I'm getting more of an inner child vibe no matter how they look. I'm getting the inner child vibe from here. And so it really does, and again, because there's lots of emotions energy here with the moon and with this conscious feeling card, I'm kind of really getting this vibe that whether you are a male gender or a female gender is non-relevant, but what is relevant is that it's the feminine energies in your life currently that this is all related to. So I would definitely say with this pile, stuff to do with the feminine energy is relationship, nurturing, creativity, feelings, emotional support. It's all of that type of thing, but it's very much usually to do with some type of relating or some type of creative project. And so I really do feel like that is what this whole spread is essentially talking about. I've also been told to say that for some of you, you also might find that your inner child and your higher self are also trying to communicate this to you through your body. So what I mean by that is, unlike a Chinesey sort of a more spiritual way of looking at the body, the left side of the brain basically controls the right side of the body, and the left side of the brain and the right side of the body are basically known as feminine energy, the feminine energy part. So basically your left shoulder or your left arm, the left side of your body, your left lower back, your left leg and all of the limbs and all of that type of thing, that is all usually linked into stuff to do with feminine energy. So you might find that some of you might have a few little aches or pains or little tweaks down that side of your body. And again, this really is just your inner child and your higher self and your body consciousness just trying to let you know that something is slightly unbalanced in this relating and creative part of your life currently. And there is something to do with this about whole kind of deception type of thing that's going off, because something isn't quite as it seems. But like I say, I do feel like by you really going into your feelings and just listening to them, you'll get the answer very quick about what's going on, because it isn't just about listening to your feelings, it's also about trusting your intuition on this one. Guys, totally trust your intuition on whatever is going off in April, particularly to do with this relating part of your life and the creative project parts of your life. So that could even be if you do have a business, but it's your own creation, right? That can also come into this kind of energy field that we're talking about. But what I do want to say as well is obviously I massively feel like with this card coming out in the very beginning, this really is, you're so close to completely closing out a really big cycle in some part of your life. For some of you it will be a physical event, for some of you it might be more of a spiritual self-growth type of event. It'll be different for all of you, but regardless of what it is, it will ultimately lead to quite a few changes. And with this card, the one that we pulled out towards right near the end, Stars in the Sky, Limitless Possibility, I do feel like once you have fully closed out whatever this is, and fully resolved it in some way, and that you understand these kind of like subtleties of illusions with the fox and the Seven of Swords, illusions, deceptions, trickster energy. And bearing in mind, this trickster energy might even be within you. You're going to gain so much power. So interesting, because I think pile 2 was had this thing about gaining power. You're going to end up gaining so much power that you will actually start to see a whole load of new opportunities and possibilities coming through for you. I'm hearing for a lot of you this will come through originally as new ideas or new ways of seeing things, and essentially as well, you're going to feel, I don't know, there's something about whatever this kind of deceptive personal situation or whatever is going on, there's something about that that's kind of like draining your energy a little bit, and it's certainly unsettling your emotions in some way. When you obviously resolve that, which I do really feel like you will be doing through April, essentially you have all of this to look forward to, and it will be awesome. I also just want to say, because I am also hearing this, that for some of you this is it's funny, pile 2 was something about people management came up. For you, this is more like understanding psychology of people, like the motivations of people. There's really this kind of energy about really kind of like seeing others and seeing the world for what it really is, without rose-coloured glasses on, but just as it actually is. And there's going to be something that ends up being incredibly powerful about fine-tuning this skill and this ability within you, and you're going to get this new kind of way of communicating with yourself through your emotions, your inner child, and even your body, like I just talked about. I feel like there's going to be a much more intimate communication that's going to be going off for you internally as a result of all of this, and it really will help you better navigate certain situations, opportunities, or people that come into your life, so that essentially I'm hearing that you can always stay on top, essentially. And then I suppose that makes sense with these two pictures here with these women on top. But it really is something about, like I say, no matter what your gender is, let's say you're a male gender right now in this lifetime, there really is something about tapping into and using your emotions to guide you to see what's going on behind the scenes. So really kind of trusting your intuition, and it really is going to help give you this added edge in your life, particularly if you're like a businessy type person, or you know, even if this is something to do with relationships in some way. Just really understanding the motives of others around you, and understanding what's being said, but more importantly, I'm hearing it's really about understanding what's not being said. That's one of the most powerful things I'm hearing for you guys to remember in April. Pay attention to not just what's being said, but most importantly, what is not being said, because that's essentially going to give you all the information that you need. And again, I'm hearing that because you're going to be strengthening this communication with yourself, like with your intuition, with your emotions, with what your body's telling you with aches and pains or anything like that, it's just essentially fine-tuning your connection to the universe and to the cosmos and to your spirit guides and to your higher self and all of that kind of thing. So it feels as well like what I'm hearing is the quicker that you guys work with this deception in April, the quicker all the gifts and opportunities come in for you. And I do really feel like there is a lot of gifts and opportunities coming in for you, because I do really feel like this with this crystal anyway, to be fair, pyrite. And one of the first things I did actually get, I know I didn't want to channel, but obviously sometimes it just comes in like bang and I can't help it. one of the first things I did get when I was starting to put down your cards was there's this thing about your soul star chakra. So that's your 9th chakra. It's a gold star above your head, and it holds all of your highest potential and all of that kind of thing. And it's basically like your North Star. It's like always pulling you to the most success in your life in whatever way you feel success, because obviously success is different to everybody. But I do feel like there is something about I don't know, that you're really, really close to some kind of success in a way that maybe you've not had this success before, or it's kind of like an amplification of success that you already do have, but it comes through a bit more of an abstract kind of understanding of your inner world, your inner kind of feminine energy world, that internal yin part of you. And there's just so much that's going to be gained from this. And there's definitely, again, I keep hearing this thing of like, it's going to make sure that you're on top, that you're on top of the situation, the scenario, that you're in the best position to gain an opportunity, whatever it might be. And it does feel like there is this real success, like I'm hearing imminently close. It's so frigging close. In fact, some of you might already be on the bridge of it as you listen to this reading. But again, it's like, it's also understanding the only deception that you have within yourself as well. Because I mean, we all like have all of these parts of ourselves. We are a little bit of everything, good, bad, and everything in between. So it's also kind of understanding where you might also be deceiving yourself about something. But again, it's your feelings that's going to be letting you know if that is going on, and it's just about tuning into that a little bit more. So cool, I hope you enjoyed that reading. You can also find me on my other YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic. I will post more videos on there soon. You can also get a reading with me if you'd like one on abigailgrayspsychic.com. Have an awesome time in April. Yeah, because success is imminent basically, which is totally nice. I love it. Take care. Bye. So hi guys, this is for everybody that chose message number 4 for what the Akashic Records want to tell you. I do love this colour, but you can't, there you go, there you can see it, in April. Cool, so let's go straight in. Okay. So I'm just going to try and pull them out all first before I actually say anything. Oh, these feel like they're coming like this. Okay, so message number 4. What the Akashic Records want to tell you. I want you to know about April. Oh, it's too many. Okay, so I don't know, I wasn't on a channel, but I'm just getting a few things, so I just can't ignore them. I am hearing this is very much like a throat and heart chakra type of thing. So this definitely feels it's about connecting through authenticity, or authentic connection is really, really important. I'm also just seeing that a couple of you, I'm kind of seeing like this kind of like grey fog kind of area around the head, but then I'm also kind of seeing it's a little bit like a cloud, but then I'm seeing like the sunshine come in, and it kind of, the heat changes the vibration of the air and it pushes those clouds away, and so that kind of feels some kind of relevance to what's going to be going on. Anyway, I just want to go straight in without too much of picking up anything. So the first card that we have is the 5 of Wands. I'm hearing we don't read reverse, by the way. Then we have the Page of Coins. Oh, wow. Then we also have another coin. We have the Queen of Coins. So these are all Pentacles. Oh, another one. Then we have the 6 of Pentacles. Wow, this is a lot of earth energy. And then we have the High Priestess. I love this picture of the High Priestess. I think it's so cool. Okay. Oh wow, then we have the High Priestess again, because this is the Oracle, which is the High Priestess in this deck. Wow. Okay, then we have Dia. It says here, trust and approach the situation with a light heart. Again, I was picking up this thing about your heart chakra. Oh wow, then we have Rhodonite, patience. Again, I'm really getting this heart chakra kind of energy from there. Then we have this one here which says feast of plenty, choices and their consequences. And then we have buying. And then last of all, wow, we have 8th house, intimacy. Okay, so just give me a little moment just to feel into all of this, to see what the Akashic Records most want you to know. Message number 4 about April. Okay, the first thing I'm literally getting is, whatever you've been thinking about a certain person or a certain situation, it's correct. And I'm also hearing that I feel like you've been feeling or thinking something about a person or a situation, and I also feel like somebody else who's quite important in your life, like a trusted friend or a family member or a partner or something like that, they have also been having the same feeling about whoever this other person is or this situation is. It kind of feels like there's like a double confirmation that's going to be going off for you in April, to do with confirming something that you have been intuitively feeling about a person or a situation. So it's totally and utterly to kind of trust that. Oh wait, sorry, because there's quite a few things coming in with this. Let me just get one clear, crystal clear message with it all. Okay, so I'm hearing that a situation has been going on, or will be going on in April, where it's about basically whether you're going to decide to invest in a certain person or a situation, and you kind of have been unsure. You've been in a bit of sort of, I'm hearing it's more like an overthinking, a mental conflict about what to do. Should you do it? Should you not do it? Should you commit? Should you not commit? Should you invest? Should you not invest? I feel like it's something that essentially, this investment isn't just about energy. Like it's very much about investing time. Is this a worthwhile investment for you? And I do feel like, I have to be honest with you, the answer is yes. Whatever this is relevant to in April, like the Akashic Records wants you to know that whatever you've been hesitating about either committing to or investing in, or like starting something, or it could even be starting something up here with the Page of Pentacles, it does feel like the answer is literally yes, but, and there is a but, I'm hearing that it's really important that you don't rush this process of committing to whatever this is or investing in more of this, because I'm hearing that this, with this intimacy card here, if you rush something too quickly, what's going to happen is it's going to it's essentially just going to cause some complications. It's going to cause some complications which then end up having to be resolved further down the line, or it will cause some complications which then means there might be a bit of a frantic energy that develops as a result of rushing something. So this can be anything, right? This could be a job situation, it could be a business opportunity, it could be an actual relationship, it could be actually looking for a relationship, it could be looking for a new job, it could be looking for a new house. It could be anything, right? It could even be considering some kind of health decision, whatever it might be. I am really hearing that what you're considering or what you have been contemplating, it is a yes from the Akashic Records and the universe, but this whole thing about you've got to, it says here approach the situation with a light heart, but what I'm hearing is it's more like approach the situation with a light step. And I really just get this really strong feeling that literally nothing needs to be rushed. Because I just get this really strong feeling that if you rush this situation, so you might be desperate for it, or you might just want to rush and take some radical action, or whatever it might be. If you rush this situation, it's somehow going to bring a whole load of frantic anxiety into whatever this is that you are looking at investing in. And also as well, like, you know, with this Queen of Coins here, like, I don't know, there's just something about, I feel like whatever this thing is that you've been contemplating, person, situation, whatever the hell it might be, job, it's a really positive thing, but it's also going to require you to almost become more aware of your own self-worth and your own value, because essentially whatever this is that you're considering, it feels like it's something of high value. It feels like it's definitely something valuable, with the buying card here as well. And so because of that, and because we're all human, and because, let's face it, we're all on this self-growth journey, and etc., etc., I feel like if you're to rush it in any type of way, you will go into also some type of internal conflict to do with not feeling good enough to do with whatever this is. And you might either psych yourself out of it, talk yourself out of it, or you just might blow up the situation, the opportunity, or the relationship, etc., etc., as some kind of self-sabotage. And I think that's something just to be really, really important about. Yeah, I cannot express to you how strongly I just feel like just take your time with this. It's a really positive thing. It will be so great. It will be such a great investment. It will be like a real give, receive, share and grow. So whatever you end up putting into this situation, opportunity or person, it will lead to just a lot of harmony, and there'll be this thing of like give, receive, share and grow. It will just be bountiful is kind of what I'm hearing. But again, I keep hearing a little bit of this thing of like good things come to those who wait. But I'm hearing for you guys, it's good things come to those who don't rush. And so I think this is really important. But I do think because there'll be this real kind of like pull, like attraction to either the person or the opportunity or the situation. And this pull might not necessarily be, I think for a lot of you it'll be a positive pull, but for some of you it might even be a bit of a repulsion to the opportunity, the person or the situation, because you're already stepping into a little bit of that self-sabotage type of space, and the ego kind of wants to keep itself safe in some type of way. And this is why, again, is this whole thing about approach the situation with a light heart, because I do think you just need to be careful that you don't trip yourself up or lose the opportunity. But do you also feel like, and I want to say this to you guys, by just taking your time and not rushing it, this situation, opportunity, person, whatever, is still going to be there. They're still going to be there. And I really get this with like the older man and the younger woman. I feel like he's been happy to wait to purchase whatever this is from her. He's been totally happy to wait. And I just mean that metaphorically, right? So I kind of get this strong feeling as well that whatever this person, situation, opportunity, whatever it is, it does feel like it's a bit, I don't want to say soul contract, but it feels like it's an important, necessary part of your soul journey, and therefore it's inevitable. And so even if you take some time, it's still going to be there because it's almost like the next step on your journey. So it will remain there. Well, that's quite loud. Don't often hear aeroplanes at the moment. And I suppose that's just also the aeroplane. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's really quite loud. That also just made me think that this is it's a new sort of opportunity that will come out of this opportunity or this person or whatever it is. And again, because it is quite new, I do think you have to just be careful that you don't psych yourself out of it in some type of way, or you don't try and rush towards it or rush away from it. There's that kind of energy that's coming up. But I do just want to, just as the last little thing to say, just to reinforce, do trust what your intuition is telling you about this. And also, somebody else's intuition will also agree with your intuition. And it's almost like you'll get a double yes from the universe about whatever you're thinking about this person, scenario, situation, opportunity, etc. So I'm going to leave that there because I literally feel like that is your message. Hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed reading for you. You can also check me out on my other YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic. I'll post some more videos on there by the summer, hopefully. Also, if you'd like a private reading, you can go to my website on Abigail Grace Psychic. But other than that, have an awesome April. And I guess, really, just say yes to lots of stuff in April. Just say yes to lots of situations and opportunities, because it's going to be awesome, essentially. Cool. I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye. So hi guys, this is for everybody that chose message number 5 for what the Akashic Records want to tell you to do with April. I really, really like this crystal. I think it's turquoise. Anyway, right, let's go straight in. So I'm basically going to try and not channel anything, and I'll try not to say anything until I turn the cards over, but I'll just see how it goes, because, you know, sometimes little things come out and I literally just have to say it. So okay, so I'm completely instantly getting these words. So freedom, liberation, I'm getting like releasing of like a heavy burden. I'm hearing like joy, I'm hearing fun, I'm hearing playful. I'm just hearing feeling like you again. All of these words are just coming out instantly. I'm also just interestingly hearing like feeling a lot healthier as well, is what's kind of popping out. And I'm also hearing that we don't read any of these cards reversed. I'm also hearing it's about grounding in stuff. Oh wow, 7th house has flipped out straight away. I'm hearing it's about grounding in and anchoring stuff is also important. Let me just see if we got all the cards. This kind of feels like it goes in the middle. Cool, so let's see what you guys have. So at the top we have, I think it says eye light, and it says vision. And we have at the bottom, watches, transpersonal. Oh, nice. Then we have panda, and it says balance. Ask how to bring balance to the situation and into your heart. So cute. Then we have shouting. I'm actually hearing shouting for joy as well, so. Then I'm hearing quincunx, complexity. So it says initiates, puzzles, mystifies, complicates, contradicts, clashes, misses the mark, requires translation, adjusts, make curious, educates, transforms. Quincunxes are always really, really interesting in astrology, where, I mean, I also interpret them a little bit like wild cards. They can be something unexpected, but ultimately can be really quite lead to quite a maverick or a genius kind of situation, approach or idea. So then we have the 7 of Cups. Oh wow, the Tower. That confirms it. Literally every single pile has had some big and major arcana kind of card coming out. And then we have here the 8 of Cups. Oh wow. Death. So we have Death and the Tower. I feel like April is going to be big for all of us. Then we have the Queen of Wands. Always love a bit of the Queen of Wands. or another major arcana, and then we also have the Hanged Man. I love this interpretation of the Hanged Man. I think it's great. Don't know why, but it just feels like there is a lot of energy in this pile. But it does feel like it is, what I'm really getting is that you guys have been in quite a chaotic situation in the past, and now it's like that chaos has formed the fractal pattern, and now the fractal pattern is just repeating itself over and over again. So it's kind of like you have now created order out of chaos, and this new order is kind of taking you to just like either greater happiness, greater success, greater fulfillment, greater balance, greater harmony, all of those type of things. I feel like the Akashic Records really just wants to tell you that good job, but at the same time, what I'm really hearing is it really wants to tell you, like, good job. I feel like you've done something great to do with your own self-worth. I feel like potentially, you know, there's something to do with a situation in your life which is actually reflecting to you that you have actually almost like gone up a level on your own spiral of evolution. So something's changed in a positive way, and you're now getting the positive effects of it. I am hearing though, like I heard from the beginning, that it's about now anchoring that into your life. So you've turned the chaos into the fractal pattern, and the fractal pattern is a great pattern for you in your life right now. But now it's about consistently repeating that fractal pattern over and over again, so that it actually becomes ground into your, not just your life now, but I'm also hearing into your whole soul's growth. Yeah, so I can just show a bit more about that. So definitely I feel like this is from the past, or if it's not from the past, I feel like you guys will be very close to having gone through a tower moment. But in fairness, I do feel like it has gone, it has happened, it has occurred. And actually now as well, I do think you're quite liberated, and we did get that thing about freedom and liberation, and this feels like shouting for joy. So I do really feel like you've gone through this situation, and like I say, chaos has now become ordered. I do feel as well like there has been quite a lot in the past. You've had quite a lot of emotional uncertainty, and just, yeah, I feel like this is, yeah, just emotional uncertainty to do with, I feel like maybe to do with quite a lot of things in your life. I literally feel like you've kind of seen yourself in a new light, and it's funny because I think message 1 was about starting to see themselves in a new light. I feel like you've gone through that process. You've already seen yourself in a new light. I feel like you've already walked away from an old image that you used to have to do with yourself, particularly with this, the vision card. And I feel like you're now in a situation where you've got options, you've got choices essentially. Or if you haven't got options and choices, you soon very much will do. I do feel like the Akashic Records wants you to know that in April, you're still in a place of like grounding in this kind of new, whatever it is, this kind of new positive opportunity, belief system, way of seeing yourself, person, job, money, health, whatever it might be. And I feel for some of you, it's like a range of those things, but I feel like you're still literally grounding it into reality with this card here, because it feels like it's still in the process of building and developing. And definitely with this card as well, it still feels like it's in the process of building and developing. But I do really get from the Akashic Records that this whole thing about turning chaos into something beautiful, essentially, it's you having been able to like it's that whole turn lemons into lemonade. You've done that kind of situation. But it just kind of feels like the Akashic Records want you to know, like, there's still more good stuff to come. There's still more good stuff to come. And I do feel like a lot of this good stuff is going to come through a more type of relationship type of situation. And it kind of feels like even whatever is this good thing that's come through, it also feels like in some ways it's really much been strengthening kind of the relating, how you relate to yourself, how you relate to the world, how you relate to people close to you, how you relate to people at work, how you relate to life even. I kind of like feel like that's something where you've been going through this kind of massive kind of change, essentially. And I do want to say that I still feel like I say, you're still going through that change, but now you're going to go through that change in a way that won't be disruptive or chaotic. Now you're just going to be going through that change by just building on top of the firm foundations that you now have. But with the Hanged Man, and I don't know why I really get this, I feel like something's coming for you guys, but you're not supposed to know what it is, because it's like a surprise gift from the universe. It's kind of like what I'm hearing. But I'm getting this feeling that the universe just, and through the Akashic Records, just really wants you to know that it's actually important to now now that you've worked through a lot of chaos or some shadow stuff, or you've gone through a big transformation, or you're going through it, as soon as that starts to stabilize a little bit, it's really, really important to get back to your vision of what do you want? What do you want? What do you need? How do you want it to be? It's really, really important to get back to that. And I'm also hearing that for some of you, and you'll know if this is you, so just feel into it. If you usually have like a meditative practice, or like some sort of like energy practice, or I don't know, whatever you might do, or you have like some certain really healthy routines, and they might be whatever the hell they might be, because we all have different routines, it's just really important that you get back on those, and that you really start to bring those back into your life on a daily basis, because there's something about what you do when you're in that energy space of either meditating, or some kind of exercise, or eating well, or I don't know, going for walks, or like creatively visualizing, or having Reiki, or I don't know what it could be, because it can be so many different things. There's something about the energy that you hold when you're in that space, which is going to bring, I don't know, bring this kind of amazing gift, opportunity, person, situation to you. And I suppose really, again, it's just the same message that kind of came out from the beginning. Like, the chaos is over now. The chaos truly is over now. The chaos is absolutely over now. So now it's about getting back to what you did used to do and what you did used to love before the chaos began. And it's about working through those routines. And I'm hearing that this time, because you've kind of like gone up another spiral in your own self-growth in some type of way, this time when you go back into whatever are your healthy routines, or this time when you're visualizing what you want, or you're working on manifesting what you want, it's going to come through to you on a whole new level, which is going to be even better than before, because you literally have gone up that cycle within your own self-growth. But I just, again, because it just keeps coming through quite strongly, it is really, really important to get back on visualizing what it is that you do want. Because I feel like because of the chaos, it has actually created quite a lot of confusion. And the main reason why now things have become more stable is not really because you got more clear about what you wanted, but it's because you've literally worked through that cycle of whatever it is. So now it's almost ready to, it's like going back to the drawing board again, but going back to the drawing board with all of this additional wealth of insight, information, soul's growth, etc. that you've had, and then start to plan out again what it is that you want to do, where you want to go, how you want it to be, etc., etc. And I do really feel that really, really strongly. Because I do feel as well, like after some intensity that's been going off, it would be easy to kind of just sit back and just kind of go with the flow. And I'm hearing that it's not that that's not a good idea, because that is still really useful, because this will help with the whole balancing out of everything. But I don't know, there's just something about, there's energy around you still that's still very, very creative and dynamic. And I'm hearing that it would be a shame for you to not invest in that energy with some positive habits and routines, because it really, because basically you're going to get like compound interest effect off it. And I'm hearing like the example that I'm being given, it's like, and bearing in mind this is totally a metaphor, okay, totally a metaphor, but I'm just going to use this one. It's like realizing, getting this feeling like, oh, I just should invest in whatever company. Let's just say I just want to buy some Bitcoin, let's say, and the thing is, you could not buy some Bitcoin and everything's all good, so don't need to worry about buying some Bitcoin, money's good, etc, etc, so you can just relax, chill out, don't need to worry about it. But at the same time, because you're in quite a good space, if you did buy the Bitcoin, it actually becomes in the future a really good time with the investment, and then something great happens off that, because there's kind of this energy around you which is I'm hearing like potently creative is the way that I'm being told. Potently creative, and very much like it's a great time to get on with some manifesting, essentially. So basically, don't relax off just yet. Just keep going just at this moment. Don't relax too much, even though you could relax. Just keep going a bit, because there's still more great stuff to come. I do want to also just say again, I'm not saying that's happening to Bitcoin. I'm not even, it was just like a metaphor about what I was being shown. But that's kind of like the example. It's kind of like a really good time for you to invest in what it is that you want, in your manifestations, because of the energy that's currently around you. Is kind of like, it's like ripe, basically. It's like really fertile ground at the moment. So it's a good idea to just keep going with that. And because there's also getting this order and routine in your life after the chaos, again, it's something about, because the chaos isn't that far away from you, you can still use some of that potent energy, but now channel it into constructive creations in your life. So yeah, that's totally what I'm getting for you guys there. And to be fair, that totally just feels like the message that the Akashic Records wanted to tell you. So take that how it resonates with you or not. Also check out my other YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic. I will start posting more videos in there well, hopefully soon. Definitely by the summer for sure. You can also, if you'd like a private reading with me, you can go to my website on abigailgracepsychic.com, and you can also check me out on Instagram on abigailgracepsychic.com. I will always be Abigail Grace Psychic on like social media, and currently I'm doing like a post blog series on how to work with crystals. So if you're interested in that, then totally check it out. And actually, working with crystals could be really quite good with your whole kind of manifestating type of thing, if you're more that kind of energy that likes to work with things in that way. But yeah, I definitely see manifesting and really getting clear on your vision, and sort of going over your vision and refining it, given everything that you now understand about yourself and life because of what you have gone through, would be super useful right now. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to read for you guys soon. Have an awesome April, basically. See you soon. Bye.